Bobby Flay Day here on the balcony. Today we are ranking Bobby Flay's top 10 cookbooks, and we'll give you a sneak peek inside each one. At number 10, Bobby Flay's Barbecue Addiction. And this is not a bad book at all. I just don't use it as often because I personally am not a real pitmaster, but it does have great information if you do like to barbecue. It also is one of the older books, so it doesn't have quite as many photos for every recipe as I'm used to now, though as you can see, there are plenty of photos. They're glossy. The food does look great. I mean, it's beef flay, so the flavors are there. I still recommend it. It just, rounds out my top 10. At number 9, Bobby Flay's Americain cookbook. This book also is a little bit older. Again, still has a lot of glossy photos, but just not a photo for every recipe. It is also a little less approachable than some of my favorite Bobby Flay cookbooks, a little more involved for the average home cook. Still absolutely mouth-watering. I have made a few things, the pomegranate molasses salad dressing, a few things like that, but I wouldn't say I cook from it often. At number 8, Bobby Flay, Chapter 1. This is Bobby's most recent cookbook, and like the previous one, it's not exactly as approachable as I would like. Some of the recipes are pretty complicated. It looks amazing. I just haven't ventured to try that many of them. Side note, I do think that Bobby's Titan, Michael Voltaggio, inspired some of this photography. The black plates, the more sort of dramatic appearance, is a departure from Bobby's usual aesthetic. It is a gorgeous book. I am very happy to own it, but honestly, I haven't cooked from it much. Lucky number 7 is Bobby Flay's Burgers, Fries, and Shakes. All right, well, obviously, if you like burgers, fries, and or shakes, this is the book for you. We've been to Bobby's Burgers in, I believe, Vegas and Cincinnati, I want to say, and very tasty. He's known for his crunchified burger, but honestly, it's a lot of really tasty recipes. A lot of variations of the usual burger and fry staples. Number 6, Brunch at Bobby's. Inspiration from Bobby's brunch show from the Food Network. I am a brunch freak, so I love this book. I wish it had a little more photography to go with the recipes, but from drinks to sides to main courses to brunchy baked goods, it really covers every base you could want if you're hosting a brunch or just indulging with your family or yourself. Next up, Bobby at Home Fearless Flavors from My Kitchen. This has a variety of recipes. It covers breakfast, lunch, dinner, sides, salads. The recipes are pretty relatively easy, things that you really can make at home. It's got a lot of good photos. It's got a lot of good tips in general. I recommend this book. It shows Bobby's style and his type of cuisine, and just is a lot of fun. You got seafood, you got meat, you got desserts, and even cocktails. Coming in at number 4, we have Sundays with Sophie. This book is inspired by a podcast that Bobby did with his daughter Sophie, and the recipes are fabulous. There are several that I make on rotation frequently. The Napa cabbage fried rice, the old school chicken salad, the lobster rolls. This one is very usable. I wish I could hang out with Bobby and Sophie. Please invite me over. All of this food looks incredible. I want to come over and have some. At number 3, Bobby Flay's Mesa Grill Cookbook. Unfortunately, the Mesa Grill restaurants are no longer in existence. My husband and I had been to the Vegas one a couple times, the one in the Bahamas, and they were absolutely delightful. And even though this book is also older and therefore doesn't have as many photos as I like, it places high on the list because the food is so amazing. Also, for a restaurant sort of chefy cookbook, many of these recipes aren't that complex and anyone can do them. Either way, I love these Southwestern flavors. This is sort of Bobby's forte, and this cookbook is absolutely incredible. Are you ready for a throwdown? Because coming in at number 2 is Bobby Flay's Throwdown. I love the Throwdown show on the Food Network, and I love this book. It has a lot of the amazing recipes that we watched Bobby make, but as a bonus, it also features some guest stars with some of the competitors who appeared on Throwdown and their winning recipes. So it's got a lot of variety, and also has just some fun facts from the show for little asides that I thought made it a really interesting read, in addition to having very tasty recipes, as you can see. Winner, winner. And arriving at number 1 on our top 10 Bobby Flay cookbook list is Beat Bobby Flay. Toss up between this and Throwdown for the number 1 position, since both shows are big favorites of mine. This one edged it out just slightly because it really does have many of the classic go-tos that Bobby makes on Beat Bobby, such as the crispy rice that wins every single time, a lot of his usual garnishes and finishing touches, all those sort of accoutrements that he can add to really enhance any recipe you're making, from his anchovy breadcrumbs to, as you can see, different basics. It covers everything, and it is a cookbook everyone should have. Thank you for joining Cookbook Balcony. We'll see you next time.